Morphy Richards claims they created the first ductless portable air conditioner that produces no heat. 13 months after I backed the Kickstarter, it's finally here. And wow, it is the worst portable air conditioner I have ever used. But is it technically a scam? That's where things get a little more tricky. Hey everyone, how are you all doing? If you're new here, welcome. My name is Krazy Ken, and it's insane how many air conditioner scams have invaded the internet, and apparently people like it when I debunk them. I don't blame you, it's fun. So when I saw this Morphy Richards air conditioner, I was skeptical. But this product takes an entirely different approach compared to the other products I investigated, especially in its size and design. I don't know, maybe it is legit. So I have to do my investigation, but before we get too deep into the Kickstarter, we should know who we're dealing with. Morphy Richards. Who is this company? I bet it was founded by some dude named Morphy and some guy named Richards. Oh, in 1936, Donald Morphy met Charles Richards, and they formed Morphy Richards in the UK. They made a lot of irons, like millions of irons. That was one of the big things they were known for. In the 1940s, the company was contracted by the government to produce aircraft components. And throughout the years after the war, they sold various types of appliances and electronics. In 1947, Morphy Richards went public, and over time they went through several mergers and acquisitions, which leads us to the company Skyspawn, who trades under their brand name Don Leem. Don Leem is the current owner of Morphy Richards after a deal was completed in September 2023 for $198 million. Along with this acquisition, Don Leem worked with Profit to develop a new brand identity for Morphy Richards, which launched in April 2024, 3 months before they opened their Kickstarter account. It appears they're gearing up for something new. So, we need to go deeper. Let's take a look at the Kickstarter. September 11th, 2024. I discovered Morphy Richards from a Facebook ad, and when I saw the words air conditioner, I was already excited, as you can imagine. But then when I saw the word ductless, I was like, what? So I immediately clicked through to the Kickstarter page, and I was greeted with this pitch video. The video starts by establishing the problem with current air conditioner solutions, installation challenges and costs, and higher energy consumption. It also shows the limitations of existing portable AC units due to the required duct, and they're kind of fugly, which I won't argue with. Then, boom, we're shown a sleek-looking portable AC which doesn't require installation or a duct, and it doesn't produce heat. Say hello to the Morphy Richards ductless portable air conditioner. Wait, hang on a second. What did the voiceover say?
Ductless portable spot air conditioner.
Spot? Spot. Alright, let's put a pin in that. The video then says no setup is required. Just plug it in and enjoy the cool air immediately. And you can place it anywhere. And within 2 meters, you can feel cool. Oh boy, I can already see some problems forming. 2 meters for an air conditioner is not that long of a distance. Next, they show some well-made 3D graphics illustrating the inside of the system. And again, they emphasized spot cooling.
Powerful, spot-to-spot cooling, exactly where you need it.
Then they ask the big question.
Where did the hot air and water go?
Yes, please, explain that.
Our system sprays water onto the refrigerant surface to absorb the hot air and enhance cooling efficiency.
Okay, we'll get back to that. Again, they emphasize no duct, no heat. Then they show off the dehumidifying function, the dual axis oscillation with 50 degrees of coverage, and app control. Next, they show how energy efficient the AC is and how quiet it is. Last, they show the AC in multiple environments: outdoors, a kitchen, a bedroom, and a garage. Then we get a logo at the end with a bit of a drunken S. For the most part, it's a well-made video in terms of the visuals and editing, but I do have some problems with the claims. The big problem I have with this pitch video, and frankly all the marketing behind this air conditioner, is the repeated no duct, no heat claim. I'll dive into the physics later, but in short, cool is the absence of heat. And if you don't have a duct to vent that heat energy and hot air outside, Like with a traditional portable air conditioner, the heat is going to spread to other parts of the room. The pitch video claims to solve this problem with Cooling Max technology, where water sprays onto the, quote, refrigerant surface to absorb heat. But the heat energy is still in the room. Now it's in the water vapor, so you're adding humidity to the room. You can't just make the water vapor and the heat disappear. It doesn't work that way. So, at the risk of being wrong and embarrassing myself in front of everyone, I'm going to make a hypothesis. My hypothesis is, outside of this narrow spot of cool air, you're going to be raising the temperature and the humidity of the room, which is the opposite of what you use an air conditioner for. And maybe Morphy Richards is aware of this problem, and that's why they say spot in the video. Outdoor use, on the other hand, might possibly be more practical because there's more space to just vent the hot air to. Now let's take a look at the rest of the Kickstarter page. Right at the top is the claim I'm questioning. No heat, no duct. Morphy Richards is really confident in this claim. This section clarifies the water cooling question. The AC comes with a 2-liter tank you have to fill up. We also see a video of mass production taking place, which I think is a good thing to show because that proves that this product isn't just some 3D rendered concept prototype. It shows that it's actually real and it will be available soon. Scrolling down, we see this comparison chart, which conveniently doesn't compare the cooling power of the Morphy Richards AC with the unnamed competitors. Nothing suspicious about that, but if we scroll down just a little bit more, we see the specs. And this is where the product's weaknesses start to become clear. This AC claims to draw only 325 watts of power, which is very low for a portable air conditioner, which on the lower end consumes about 800 watts. Now, if their system is really efficient, okay, maybe this is possible, but I have my doubts. This does not sound like an AC that can achieve strong cooling over long distances. And nowhere on this page does it mention the square footage that this air conditioner can cover. By the way, this spot term they like to use a lot in the video doesn't actually appear anywhere in the Kickstarter page. Then at the bottom of said page, they show a timeline with worldwide delivery scheduled for December 2024. But they go on to say global shipping can be a fickle beast, however they guarantee timely shipping and regular updates for backers. Okay, so it's mid-September 2024 right now, so that means the AC should arrive in about 3.5 months. Sounds good to me. So you know what I did next, right? I went ahead and bought one. However, I first want to give you a little behind-the-scenes peek at how I make part of my show. I love filming all sorts of cool things, but I can't be everywhere all at once to get every single shot I need, especially because the guards keep me in this underground lair most of the time. So that's when I use stock footage, and Storyblocks has tons of it. For a single, predictable subscription cost, you get access to 4K footage, templates, images, sound effects, music, and more. In fact, the song you're listening to right now is from Storyblocks. The entire Storyblocks library is 100% royalty-free and pre-licensed, so you don't have to worry about legal complications. And this is my favorite part. Their library is 100% human-made. No generative AI content exists here. As a human artist myself, I love supporting fellow human artists, so using Storyblocks is a win-win. To get started with unlimited media downloads at one set price, head over to storyblocks.com/computerclan or click the link in the description. Super. Now, let's go to Kickstarter and purchase this air conditioner. I selected the launch day special, which gives me one ductless portable air conditioner for $379 US, which is $170 less than the MSRP of $549. $549 for an air conditioner that doesn't even tell you how many square feet it covers? Okay, this thing better be amazing. Then I read the disclaimer 100 times in horror, and I clicked pledge. And confetti! Great! And according to their timeline, it should deliver within 3.5 months. I can wait it out.
He's not as active as he usually is.
Correct.
Has he recovered any memories yet?
Not that I can tell.
Alright. Keep on it.
Yes, sir. Oh, he's coming back.
Oh, Oh, you stuck around. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for that. Wow, I can't believe you're still here. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a while. 13 months, to be specific, and I still don't have the air conditioner. How about we talk about what happened? Update number 3 on their Kickstarter confirmed shipping starts in December, and update number 5 gets more specific, saying they will ship in batches, and the first batch will ship in December. At the end of December, they provided an update saying shipping will begin in January. Okay, not a terrible delay, but at least they're providing us updates. Then, update number 7 on January 20th, 2025 showed fulfillment photos and said orders will be shipped progressively by the end of April 2025. And that was the end of the Kickstarter updates for a while. But Morphy Richards was still in touch with me, and I'm guessing the other customers as well, via email, and that's where things got a little more interesting. An email update on April 14th, 2025 said, to ensure the highest quality and full compliance with US safety regulations, we dedicated additional time to refine the product. I asked them what they meant by that, but they merely said they're improving the internal structure, so not sure. I have a theory it has something to do with the refrigerant, because certain refrigerants can't be sold in certain regions. Then, an email on April 23rd said my unit will arrive in July, citing tariffs as one of the reasons for delays. I didn't argue with that reason because I'm sure a lot of businesses were affected by the tariff policies at the time. And I should mention, during this time, Morphy Richards did offer refunds, so that was nice of them. However, months went by. I kept checking in with them, and yeah, they replied, but ultimately, I didn't have a product. I didn't even have a tracking number. They posted a new update to Kickstarter on August 31st, but they still didn't deliver anything to me, so I kept waiting. Then, boom. 6 weeks after that update, I received an email with a tracking number. Awesome. Hopefully it arrives soon. That might be it now! Hey, thanks, Mr. Delivery Man. Wow, man, you should have seen it. That guy had a pretty cool, he had like a really cool beard. Anyway, very, very Jesus-like, long hair as well. Okay, wow, awesome. It's finally here, just in time for fall. I mean, hey, it can still be warm in certain areas, right? So it's mid-October right now, which means this product arrived 10 months behind schedule. But hey, logistics is hard. Now, let's take a closer look at this product and put it to the test. I will say, I like the design. It looks much more unique than the typical white block most portable air conditioners look like. Plus, the magnetic panel on the front is a nice touch. It makes it very easy to access the water tank. Despite its neat looking design, this thing is missing a little something. A handle. Yeah, it's easy to push around on a hard surface, but on carpet, these dinky wheels don't do anything. It's just gonna fall over. And other than using the cord hook, there's no grip on this thing, so it's hard to pull around. You also can't set a temperature like you can on a regular portable AC, so that's weird. And you know how the marketing images show people using the AC outside? Well, the power cord says indoor use only. Use at your own risk, I guess. Alright, well, everything else seems pretty self-explanatory. I'm just gonna check the manual super quick. Wait a minute. Are you seeing this? Okay, hang on. Morphy Richards advertises this thing quite aggressively as the world's first portable ductless air conditioner. Not needing a duct is the whole point of this frickin' thing. Right here on page 10. Connect the optional exhaust tube. What the f***? Your Kickstarter page literally says no need for bulky exhaust hoses. Genuine ductless cooling. I'm flabbergasted. I have absolutely no idea what to say. I didn't even know this hose was an option. I don't see it anywhere on the Kickstarter page or on the website. Oh, wait a minute. It looks like many people are commenting on the Kickstarter asking for the exhaust hose. Is it that bad? It appears Morphy Richards is replying to these comments, so I'm gonna try asking too. Where my hose at? Okay, we'll see if they reply soon. But now, it's time to test this bad boy out. Assuming it's a boy, I'm not really sure. Let's prep the experiment. I will heat a room to 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Then for scientific control, I will let the room cool for 30 minutes and record the temperature in 2 locations with 2 thermometers. Thermometer A will be on a couch where someone may sit with the air conditioner near them, and thermometer B will sit in a far corner of the room for recording the ambient temperature at a further distance. This test will be conducted with all windows and doors closed. Then I will reheat the room to 81 degrees and perform the test with the Morphy Richards ductless portable air conditioner aimed at thermometer A at a distance of 1.5 meters, matching the distance in their specifications. Then I will run the AC at full blast for 30 minutes and record the temperatures. Again, all windows and doors will be closed. Let's try it out. So, this is a part of my lair I like to call the Ken Cave. It's pretty cozy for being 10 stories underground. At least the guards give me fake windows to make it seem like I'm close to the outside world. Anyway, it's getting hot in here, and we're at the highest temperature this heater can sustain, which is 79 degrees at thermometer A and 81 degrees at thermometer B. Setting the timer, and there we go. Alright, we'll check back in 30 minutes. Alright, the Ken Cave cooled 0 degrees at thermometer A and 2 degrees at thermometer B. Awesome. Now that we have our 2 control temps, time to power up the AC. After the room was reheated, I blasted the AC at full power for 30 minutes. Here we go. I'm really excited to see the true results of this product because I have been waiting over a year to try this frickin' thing. While we wait for the test to complete, let's talk about how air conditioners really work, because the laws of physics make me just a little bit skeptical about this product. Essentially, the goal of an air conditioner is to absorb heat energy into the refrigerant. The more heat energy that's in the refrigerant, the less heat energy is in the room. And the AC does this with 4 key components: a compressor, the pressure increaser, a condenser, the heat rejector, and an evaporator, the heat absorber. ACs also use an expansion valve to regulate the flow of refrigerant and reduce its pressure as it enters the evaporator, thus maintaining a stable temperature. The compressor circulates the refrigerant through a series of valves and coils, and as it enters the evaporator inside the room, the pressure decreases, and the refrigerant turns into vapor. This pressure change allows heat to absorb into the coils, and during this process, the surrounding air cools down and is blown into the room. When you spray a can of compressed air, you can feel a similar effect. As you decrease the pressure of the can, the contents cool, and heat is reabsorbed into it. Now, back to the AC. The heat it absorbed from the room is now in the refrigerant. When the hot vapor enters the compressor, it is compressed into a superheated vapor. As this vapor exits the compressor and flows through the condenser's heat sinks help transfer heat out of the vapor, cooling it and condensing it back into a liquid. While this occurs, the hot air surrounding the condenser is blown outside, and the cycle continues. And time's up. Let's check the room. Holy crap, it feels like a warm rainforest in here. This is freaking awful. Thermometer A cooled down by only 2 degrees more than the control, and thermometer B actually went up by 2 degrees, which makes sense because this AC is pumping hot air into all corners of the room. And the humidity is terrible. It increased by about 17%. I sat in the spot of cool air, and it indeed feels cool, but immediately when you exit that narrow region, everything feels warm and moist. I busted out my thermal cam to check the temperatures of the vents, and inside the cool air outlet was 56.1 degrees Fahrenheit. But on the back vent, the temperatures were 89.9 and 94.1 degrees. No heat my ass. Great, I'm happy. Not with the product, but about my hypothesis. This test confirms my hypothesis. Now let's try another test. What if I open the door and point the exhaust vent outside the door? Will that help the results? Let's find out. After reheating the room, I tested how cool the room naturally gets with the door open for 30 minutes. It cooled down 2 degrees at each thermometer. Then I reheated the room, repositioned the air conditioner, and ran it on full power. Okay, while that runs, let's check in on my hose request. Okay, no reply. I'll send them an email instead. Maybe they'll see that a little bit easier. By the way, during the first test, I recorded some numbers off my handy-dandy kilowatt, and I thought you might be interested. This AC draws about 278 watts at full power, which, yeah, is lower than typical portable ACs, but if it's not cooling that well, then it doesn't really matter. That's like saying, hey, my car gets great fuel economy when it's parked. Here are the final results. Thermometer A cooled 5 degrees more than the control and 5 degrees more than the first test. Thermometer B cooled 2 degrees more than the control and 4 degrees more than the first test. And overall, the room was only about 5% more humid than normal. So the results were better with the door open, but still not that great, especially compared to a normal portable air conditioner, which, in many cases compared to this thing, is also less expensive. In addition, the hallway felt warm and muggy because now all the heat and water vapor is being pumped into it. You know what would fix this? A hose! Yes, indeed! Let's see if they'll ship me one. Okay, they replied to my email saying we don't recommend that you buy ducts because the original intent of our innovation was to go ductless. Forget that idea then. I don't give up that easily. I was persistent and followed up, and they actually said they would give me one for free when it's ready. They're currently modifying the mold. Well, that was generous of them. But for now, sadly, no tube. So I declare this Morphy Richards AC a giant piece of crap. And it pains me to say that because Morphy Richards as a company has a long history. So when I'm critical about this product, please keep in mind I'm just criticizing this one product, not the company as a whole. Okay, back to saying mean things. This thing is a terrible product at way too high of a price point. Especially if you're looking at the UK online store where they sell this thing for £700, equivalent to about $940 US. But all the terrible things aside, is this portable air conditioner technically a scam? That's where things get a little tricky. And I'm going to say yes and no. Here's why. For starters, there's things Morphy Richards did well with this product. They provided transparent updates, replied to my emails, and as for the product itself, I think it looks nice and hey, it actually arrived. And I didn't discuss this earlier, but the dehumidifier mode works well. That aside, there's certain ways Morphy Richards worded their marketing copy, which covers their butts regarding certain claims. Especially where they keep saying this product cools in a spot, which they did not say in the original Kickstarter page. This section about powerful spot-to-spot cooling was added in sometime after my purchase. Also, there's nothing in the manual that says anything about spot cooling, or anything saying you need to have windows and doors open. I think the more feedback Morphy Richards received, the more careful they were with revising their marketing copy to try to sell this terrible AC product. Even on their UK website, they call it a personal air conditioner, not a portable air conditioner. And they go on to say this ductless air conditioner will not cool the room. It is designed to cool a person. That is not the messaging I got from the original Kickstarter page and video. Just maybe I can cut them a little bit of a break because they're at least putting in an effort to revising their marketing copy to try to make the description of this product and the claims more accurate. Now from a more critical standpoint, charging this much money for an underpowered air conditioner and straight up lying about how it produces no heat is not a good move. In my opinion, those bad decisions make this product a scam. Ultimately, be careful when you're buying something, especially if it's something expensive, double especially if it's a Kickstarter project. And if you're not sure about what you're getting yourself into, ask someone. It's okay to not have all the answers and ask for help. I'm not perfect either. Years ago, I accidentally purchased knockoff stuff on the internet, and I've been scammed before, but I learned from it, and I hope my investigations have helped some of you. Or at least entertained you, because it's important to have fun too, right? Stay safe out there. Catch the crazy and pass it on. So that's why it's so hot down here. Too many toasters.